Hi, welcome to live stream yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today we are busy with purpose. Our purpose is to tone abs and legs. We're playing low to the mat. In fact, we only have two positions on the mat, on the back and on the side. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify when you need to, rest whenever you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to begin today's class lying on the back. Make your way onto the back, bend your knees, ground your feet, and as you come to lying on the back today, open up your arms into a T frame. Let's do palms down. Start to make your shoulders nice and heavy into the mat, and find neutral pelvis and neutral spine. Take a big breath in to prepare. Think soft ribs, soft belly. On the exhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis to 12 o'clock, imprint your lower and your mid-back. Keep that imprint as you pull your knees to table, and then scoop to peel your head and your chest off the mat and cross over the midline with the right arm to grab for the outside of the left knee. On your left side, you're going to press and anchor your hand into the mat. Hold strong. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, find your way back down to the mat. You can relax your arms at your side and fully extend the legs into parallel. Let's play with the right leg. Drag the big toe along the mat, kick up towards the sky, and retrace your path back, extending and bracing into your foot as the leg comes back to its start line. Make sure that you're giving me a soft reaching toe line as you kick up towards the sky, and then extend and press into your heel as you come back to the mat. On your support side, you can either keep your toe long and reaching, or you can give an active brace into your foot, whichever feels comfortable for you. Let's do 4, 2, we're going to do one more, and we're going to end in that kick up towards the sky. You're going to start to drop the leg, try halfway and back. Maybe you'd like to work with a wider range of motion and back. If you need support for your lower back, you're going to bend your support leg and ground the foot. Find what works for you. I'm going to call that 6, 4, 2, last one. We're going to flip over, setting ourselves up low to the mat with our body stacked, shoulders and hips looking towards the sky. So try not to roll forward or roll backwards. You're going to ground the bottom leg, and we're going to play with the top leg. You're going to drag along the inseam of your leg, kick up towards the sky, and come back to the start position. 8, 6, 4, 2, we're going to end with the leg kicked up to the 90 position. You're going to drop to hovering just above your grounding leg and back to start. Lifting and lowering with your range of motion. So maybe you're using a smaller range of motion. So play where you're comfortable. Going to call that 5, 3, last one. We're going to roll onto the back to rinse and repeat that sequence on the second side. Bend your knees, ground your feet, and open up your arms into T. Neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Big breath in. Find your tilt, imprint into the mat. Pull your knees into table, peel your head off the mat. Cross over the midline for the outside of the right knee and press your stabilizing palm into the mat and hold steady. Hold that scoop. Let's hold for another 5, 3. Gently peel back down to the mat. Extend your legs. You can keep your arms T-framed or place them at your side. We're going to start to play on the left side, bending the knee, dragging the big toe along the mat to kick up towards the sky, and then fully extending and bracing and kicking into the heel as we come back to the mat. I'm going to call that 6, 5, 3. Last 2, we're going to end kicked up towards the sky at the 90 position. You're going to start to play with a drop, and if you need to, you can bend and ground on your support side. 8, 'Last one, we're going to roll over onto side 2, making sure that you are low to the mat with your body stacked, shoulders and hips looking towards the sky. You're going to ground your bottom leg and we're going to play with the top leg. You're going to do a drag along the inseam, a kick towards the 90 line, and then retrace your palm back to your start position. I'm going to call that 8, 6, 4, 2. We're going to end in the 90 position, so kicked up towards the sky, and you're going to start to play with a drop and a return. Obviously playing within your range of motion, making that up-down motion within, that up-down kick within your range of motion. I'm going to call that 6, 4, 2, last one. Roll onto your back, bend your knees, ground your feet, find your same sit-up frame, nice little T-frame through the arms. Big breath in to prepare. On the exhale, you're going to find your tilt. You're going to use the tilt to pull your knees to 90. You're going to scoop to peel up, cross over the midline, reach for the outside of the left knee, press down through your grounding palm and hold steady. 8, 6, 4, 2, peel back down to the mat. Extend the legs. You can keep your arms T-framed or you can place them alongside your body. We're going to double up. So we're going to use the 2 legs in parallel. We're going to drag them along the mat, kicking up towards the sky and returning to brace and kick. Let's shoot for another 9. 7, 5, 3, 'We're going to end at the 90 position and we're going to play with a double leg drop. Let's clip the 2 legs together. Find a drop maybe halfway and back. If you're feeling the lower back, you can tuck your hands palms down underneath your bottom to support your frame. If this feels all too easy, you can bring those legs all the way down to hovering just off the floor. Let's do 5, 3, last one. You're going to bend your knees, ground your feet. You're going to roll over onto your side. Find that same low stack that we played with in the previous round. This time you're going to lift and hover your legs off the floor, and you're going to keep the hovering position throughout. You're going to bend the knees and extend the legs. You're using the lower abs to pull the knees up to 90, and then you're releasing or softening to allow the legs to come into extension. So think of pulling up a zip and then pulling down on the zip. Let's do 5, 3, last one. We're going to end with the legs in extension. You're going to give me a small lift and back to hovering. Small lift, back to hovering. Last one. Roll onto your back. Bend your knees, ground your feet. Find your T-frame arms. Big breath into prep. On the exhale, find your tilt and imprint. Pull your knees to 90. Peel your head and your chest off the mat. Reach over the midline for the outside of the right knee. Press down through your anchoring palm and hold. 5, 3, 1. Relax back down to the mat, fully extending your legs. We're going to play with that double leg draw. So you're going to pull your big toes along the mat, kick up towards the sky, and retrace your path back with a nice active brace as you come into extension. Begin to find your rhythm. 8, 6, 4, 2. We're going to end at the 90 position, and we're going to clip the two legs together and start to play with a drop and a return. Playing within your range of motion. Feeling that lower belly working hard. 7, 5, 3, last one. We're going to roll over onto side 2, assuming a low to the mat position and checking that the body is stacked, shoulder and hip looking up to the sky. You're going to hold and hover both legs off the floor, and then you're going to use the lower abs to bend the knees to the 90 position and come back to extension. Bending and extending using your lower abs to drive that movement. Last one, we're going to end with the legs in extension. We're going to pull up and relax back down. So a small lift and lower, but not quite allowing those feet to ground. Going to call that 6, 4, 2, last one. Find your way onto the back, bend your knees, ground your feet. T-frame arms, you know where you're going to. Find neutral. Big breath in. On the exhale, find your tilt and imprint. Pull your knees to table, scoop to peel up, cross over the midline, reach for the outside of your knee and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, reground to the mat. Relax your legs down into a long parallel line, or you can bend and ground on your support side. We're going to float the right leg up towards the sky, and we're going to use the big toe to start to trace a circle, moving in one direction for roughly 10 revolutions. Trying to make the circle not bigger than the two outside lines of your mat. I'm going to call that 5, 3, then begin to rotate in the opposite direction. 8, 6, 4, 2, last one. Working the same side, you're going to roll over onto your side, so your working leg should be on top as you roll and stack your body. We are going to start to trace a circle with that leg. Keeping within the outside corners of your mat, you're going to inhale for half of your circle and exhale for the other half. Let's do 7, 5, 2, we're going to change direction for a further 10, 8, 4, 'Last one, we're going to roll onto the back to rinse and repeat on side 2. Bend your knees, ground your feet, find your T-frame arms. Big breath into prep. On the exhale, find your tilt and imprint. Pull your knees to table, scoop to peel up, or reach over the midline for the outside of your right knee. Ground and press through your grounding palm and hold. Feel that little six pack. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reground to the mat, either fully extending your legs or bending and grounding on your support side. You're going to begin to circle your leg in one direction for roughly 10 revolutions. Inhaling for half, exhaling for half. When you've traced for 10 in one direction, you're going to move for 10 in the opposite direction. Last one. We're going to roll over onto our side, and we're going to find a single leg circle on the same working side, beginning to circle out in one direction for roughly 10 rounds. Then change the direction of your circular trace for a further 10 rounds. Last one. Roll onto your back, bend your knees, ground your feet, set up your T-frame arms. We're going to double up with our leg circle this time. Floating both legs up towards the sky. You're going to trace maybe a smaller circle. Maybe you're tracing a small basketball on the ceiling with your toes, for roughly 10 revolutions in the same direction before we switch. So I'm going to call that 6, 4, 'Last one, let's change it up. 10, 6, 4, 2, last one, you know where you're going to. You're going to roll onto your side. We're going to circle out on the side. So you're going to hover both legs and you're going to use them in unison and you're going to trace a smaller circle. Maybe this time it's just the diameter of a tennis ball or maybe a really small soccer ball. I'm going to call that 7, 5, 3. You're going to change direction for a further 10. 6, 3. Last one. We're going to roll onto the back to rinse and repeat. Bend your knees, ground your feet, find your T-frame arms. Big breath into prep. On the exhale, find your tilt and imprint. Pull your knees to table. Scoop to peel up. Cross over the midline. Reach for the outside of the right knee. Press and anchor on your anchoring palm. Hold steady. 5, 3. Peel softly back down to the mat. You can keep your arms in T or you can bring them alongside as you begin to trace that double circle, tracing the circumference of a small basketball maybe. Gonna call that 7, 'And then let's move for 10 in the opposite direction. Last one, we're going to roll over onto the second side and we're going to play with that circular trace again, using the legs as one unit to trace the circumference of a smaller ball. 6, 8. Let's change it up for a further 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Last one. You're going to find your way onto the back again, bending your knees, grounding your feet, and finding that T-frame through the arms. Find neutral. Use your exhale to tilt and imprint. Pull your knees to 90, scoop to peel your head off the mat, reach across the midline, hold and resist and press on your anchoring side. Let's hold for a further 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reground to the mat, but keep your legs in the tabletop position. You can keep your arms T-framed, or you can bring them alongside your body, whichever feels the most intuitive for you. We're going to play with a little single clam line on the right side only. So you're going to open the right knee out to the side of the room and bring it back, keeping the feet clipped together the whole time. So just a half a clam line on the right. Let's do 7, 5, 3, last one. Roll onto your side. We're going to play with exactly the same clam line. Try to have your neck, your spine, and your heels on the same axis. You're going to just open and close the right knee, keeping your feet softly together and keeping a belly to spine position. 6, 4, 2, roll onto your back. T-frame your arms, find neutral. Big breath in to prepare. On your exhale, find your tilts and imprint. Pull your knees to 90, scoop to peel up, cross over the midline, reach for the outside of your right knee. Hold. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, keep your legs in table and reground your chest, picking the arm line that works for you. We're going to find half a clam on the left. So just the left knee opening to the side of the room and back. 7, 5, 3, last one. We're going to roll, working the same side. You're going to set yourself up with a bent leg. You're going to keep the feet softly clipped together as you open the top leg into half a clamshell and then close it again. Let's do 8, 6, 4, 2, last one. Roll onto your back, bend your knees, ground your feet, find your T-arm position on the mat. You know where you're going to. Big breath in to prepare. On the exhale, find your tilt. Pull your knees to table. Cross over the midline as you come into the chest lift. Find your grip and your resistance and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, keep your legs in table, but reground your chest and your arms. You can keep your arms T-framed, or you can bring them alongside your body. We're going to come into a little diamond clam. So you're going to begin by actively squeezing the knees and the feet together. And then you're going to open up the knees to the side of the room so that there's a little diamond frame between the two legs, and squeeze back to start. Let's shoot for 10. Last one. We're going to find the same diamond frame on the side of the body. Roll onto your side, neck, spine, and heels on the same axis. We're going to think clam, But this time, as the top knee opens, you're going to lift both feet off the floor. So you're finding that diamond frame again. And then you're going to close the knees, bring the feet down. Let's shoot for 10. Last one. Roll onto your back, bend your knees, ground your feet. Find your T-frame arms and begin in neutral. Big breath in. On the exhale, find your tilted imprint. Use it to pull your knees to 90. Scoot to peel your chest off the mat to reach across the midline for the outside of your right knee. Anchor on your grounding palm and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, float softly back down to the mat, T-framing your arms, active squeeze through the knees, then diamond clam to squeeze shut again. Let's shoot for 10. Remember to find that squeeze and press through the knees as you come back, just to add that little bit more work. Let's do 4, 2, last one. We're going to roll over onto the side and find the same diamond frame. And as you open the knees into clam, you lift the feet and then close them down. Let's shoot for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, last one. Roll onto your back. Bend and ground, bend your knees, ground your feet. We're going to find some figure 4 play on the right side first. So assume a figure 4 position on the right by bending the right knee, resting the foot and the ankle on the left side, and just allowing the knee to softly splay out. Maybe pause here for a moment and just push that right knee away. Get a little bit of opening through the groin. Give yourself maybe a hold for 10 seconds here. And then we're going to find a working figure 4. So you're going to flesh your fingertips together, make a little basket, tuck that basket behind your head. We're going to find a modified figure 4 crunch. So I'm going to break the movement down. You're going to combine a chest lift and a leg lift. And you're going to do the two in unison. So you're beginning in neutral pelvis and neutral spine. You're going to use that small 12 o'clock tilt to effect both the chest and the leg lift. You're coming into a little scoop, not pulling on your head, but keeping your head heavy into your hands. And then inhale to float back down. Let's shoot for 10, slow and controlled. You can take a rest in between if you need it. Last one. unravel your arms from behind your head and just relax them at your side. You're going to lift your grounding foot off the mat, pull that knee to 90 and hold the stretch for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Then scoop to peel your chest off the mat. Try to wrap your hands around the back side of the left thigh and then reground your head and your shoulders to the mat without straining your chin towards the sky, and try to intensify that stretch. Hold, like your shoulders and your back line nice and heavy into the mat. Then see if you can extend your left leg, kick the whole sole of the foot up to the sky as if the sky was falling and you had to press it back up. So give me a nice straight foot. Let's hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Then scoop to peel up. Bend your left knee. See if you can re-wrap your hands around the shin. If that's not happening, keep the mind behind the thigh. You're going to try to reground your shoulders and your head to the mat, intensifying that stretch without throwing your chin up towards the sky. So you're trying to relax the back of your neck. Then let go of the shin, ground the left foot and kick the right leg up to the sky. Pressing your hands into the mat and trying to give me as close to a 90 position as you can with a nice press into the whole sole of your foot. Hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Then see if you can bind around the back of the right thigh, or you can just hold onto the thigh as best you can. Try to pull that thigh closer towards your nose as you hold for a further 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Reground to the mat. Let's change sides. Find your figure 4 on the left side. Use your left hand to push the left knee away. Just pause here for maybe 10 seconds. Just looking for that opening on the left side of the groin. Then keep that figure 4 position. Interlace your hands. Weave a little basket. Tuck it behind your head. Remember, we're going to combine a leg lift and a chest lift. So we're going to combine the two in unison to come up into a crunch and then back to the mat. All right, you know where you're going to. 10, slow and controlled. Come back down to the mat, unravel your arms, so just relax them at your side. You're going to lift your right foot off the floor, pull the knee up to 90 and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Scoop to peel your shoulders and your head off the mat. See if you can wrap your hands around the back of the right thigh and then reground head and shoulders to the mat and hold. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Kick your right foot straight up to the sky and hold that stretch. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. See if you can scoot to peel your shoulders and your head off the mat, and bend the right knee. See if you can bind around the shin this time, and then reground to the mat. Intensify that stretch and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Unbind from your shin, ground the right foot to the mat, and kick the left leg straight up towards the sky at the 90 position, actively pressing with your palms into the mat and making your whole back line nice and heavy. Let's hold. 6, 4, 2. Then see if you can bind to the outside of that left thigh, maybe hugging it in closer towards your chest line, and hold for a further 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Bend your knees, ground your feet, fully extend the legs, and give me an active brace into your feet. Try to stretch from your belly button all the way to the heels of your feet. Hold. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Then give me a soft reaching toe line for a further 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Allow your feet to just come back into a comfortable neutral line, maybe even allowing your toes to flop out. Then float both sets of hands overhead. Give me a long reaching finger line and try to stretch from your belly button all the way to the tips of your fingers for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Then interlace your hands, invert them, press into the heels of your hands and hold. Stretch from your belly button all the way to the heels of your palms for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Bend your knees, ground your feet, maybe rock up into the seat, sitting up nice and tall, taking a nice little stretch through the spine. Think of hugging your shins in towards your chest and giving yourself a tall but grounded seat, so your feet are pressing actively into the mat and your knees are pressing in towards the center line as if you had a soft, small ball between the two knees. You're going to hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. This is where we're going to end our practice for today. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me today. I hope you enjoyed your busy, purposeful workout. Till next time, keep it light.